kind of doing a series called Faith in Film. We're actually doing
Yeah.
hosting an event next week with the resurrection of Gavin Stone. So it kind of question kind
Oh,
of
good.
yeah. So this question kind of centers around like that, some like the resurrection. Like so, we're just asking for this series, like other like directors and producers or creative people, just to if they share their kind of insights or what they feel the importance of the resurrection is, or the significance of, let's say, we're all getting ready to celebrate Easter Sunday. So just wonder if you could share like
Yeah,
any of your insights on that.
absolutely. Well, as I mentioned, without the resurrection, there's nothing to talk about.
Yes.
It's absolute crux of our faith, and so as filmmakers, as creative people, it's the most important redemption story and resurrection story of all time. And as a writer who's been, writer and producer, I've been doing this for about 30 years now, in Hollywood, doing, secular projects and faith projects and family projects. I've come to believe that mankind was wired for the Christian story. C.S. Lewis said that Jesus was the myth that became true. And the reason he said that was that all throughout the history of mankind, there have been myths that have grown up, over the centuries, that include things like resurrection. Right? The Epic of Gilgamesh, the great epic poem of Gilgamesh from ancient Sumeria, 1,000 years before Jesus, had a resurrection in it. It had that in the story, right? Some of the great movies that we love to watch, in today's culture. E.T., a great classic movie, had a resurrection in it. The Matrix had a resurrection in it. Harry Potter had a resurrection in it. And you know why? Because mankind's wired for it. We hunger for resurrection. We hunger for redemption. We hunger for the Jesus story. And we all have these violin strings running through our souls, which, when you pluck them in the right way, they reverberate to themes like redemption, forgiveness, sacrifice, hope, courage, nobility, and resurrection. And no matter where you go, you can go to any country, you can go to any era of history, and mankind has those violin strings. I deeply believe this. That's why you find it in all of our great contemporary culture, in movies and stories. You find these themes recurring over and over again because man is hungry for that. We have the myth that became true. Jesus was the myth that became true. His resurrection is the entire ballgame for Christians. And if there's no proof for it, there's no reason for us to even keep talking.
Yeah.
But if there is, it's the most important thing in the entire universe. And that's what I believe The Case for Christ communicates. That's what I believe my friend Dallas Jenkins' movie, The Resurrection of Gavin Stone, communicates. These are themes that everybody is hungry for and they desperately need. And creatives, especially Christians who know that they're supposed to tell stories like this, need to communicate these in better and more powerful ways, in more excellent ways than they've ever done before.